All right, everyone. Welcome to the High Council. This is Comic Artist Pro Secrets. My name is Ethan Van Sciver, 26-year veteran of the comic book industry, world's most charming, elegant, eloquent, and yet humble man. It's my humility. That's what keeps me humble. Great big Star Wars fan, trusted member of the media for our weekly get-together, ladies and gentlemen, with two of the biggest Star Wars channels on the internet. And I want to introduce you to my friend Jeff over at World Class Bullshitters. The king right now, the only guy that I know who can get multi-million views on a single video. Jeff, welcome.
Oh, I love the intro. Hello, everybody. Yes, I'm back for another week on the High Council, and this is going to be our best show yet.
I love it. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, you know him, you love him, the most imitated but never duplicated man on the internet. His name is legendary at this point. You've seen him all around, but probably you haven't actually seen him. He is the original, the only, the one and only Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers.
What's up, Geeks and Gamers? What's up, High Council? Happy to be here. We are on the this might be, we didn't discuss this in the pre-show, but this might be our last one before before Star Wars Celebration. Last High Council.
No.
We'll see.
We got one more. We got one more, and I think you're going to host it. Next week will be the pre-show. Unless are you already going to be there?
I'm already going to be there. I'm going to be in Chicago on Tuesday.
Then you're going to be our man on the street, Jeremy. You're going to have to report from what exactly is going on at Star Wars Celebration.
I'm going to be at ground level. I'm going to be at ground level. I'm going to be out there. I'm going to be telling you what's going on the street level. I am from the streets, so everybody knows this at this point. And so it won't be anything for me. It'll be and look, I got friends in jail. I got friends in prison. Like I'll take me back to prison, whatever it takes. I'm from the streets, so I'm going to tell you what's going on the streets.
You're like, I'd love to be locked up. I love jail. I got no problem. I'm Jeremy. This is Geeks and Gamers. You can't stop me. We're gangster. Jeremy is an OG. Jeremy is an original gangster. He is going to be on the streets of Chicago, just watching all of the weirdos and real, like, actual, honest to goodness Star Wars fans roll into town. And I'm going to be one of those too. I'll be coming in Thursday. Jeff, how about you?
Wednesday.
Okay, so I'll be the last one there. You guys are already going to be friends, and that's going to make me feel a little bit left out.
You guys have already met before. I'm the one that's going to be the odd man out.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. I've met Jeremy. Can't wait to meet you guys. It's going to be so fun. Star Wars Celebration right now is the biggest thing. It's what everyone's talking about. Obviously, it's going to be the point at which Disney can no longer hide the reality of what they're inflicting on Star Wars with Episode 9. They've been trying to keep it secret. They've been trying to just, hey, look over here. It's Cat Pan Marvel over here. Forget about Star Wars for a little while. Focus on this woman. No. Now that's all gone and done. That's over with. Now it's full-time Star Wars. Our channels become Star Wars channels again, probably starting next week officially, doing nothing but talking about what's going on and how Disney is continuing to destroy Star Wars, even though I am somebody who is still kind of excited about Star Wars Episode 9. Why do you think I'm excited about Star Wars Episode 9, Jeff?
You're drunk?
I think he's excited to laugh at it. That's what I think.
Wrong. I'm excited because of Rose Tico. Now, there was a mention of Rose Tico in an article recently about Rose Tico interacting with Rey in Star Wars Episode 9. It is the first time Rose Tico has been mentioned in conjunction with this movie. We were worried that bootleg movie poster that came out last week did not feature our beloved Rose. A lot of people were pissed off. A lot of people accused me of harassing her off the poster. I did no such thing. I did not. She is going to be in this movie, and it's going to be great. And I know Jeremy's excited about it too. I will probably do a whole series of videos about Rose Tico.
As you should.
Well, Rose Tico might be the reason that the High Council exists. I just want everybody to think about that for a minute.
Explain yourself.
Well, I only become knowledgeable of the great EVS YouTube channel because of your Rose Tico video, and I gave you a shout out. and I gained. I think you gained at least 6 or 7 subscribers from my shout out, which elevated you to another level. And so that's how we became friendly. Was that? And then obviously you and Jeff became friendly. And then you, knowing me, you know, you're like, hey, we need to reach out to that Jeremy guy that shouted out my Roast Tico video. Without your Roast Tico video, I'm not sure I would have ever known about your YouTube channel, EVS.
That Roast Tico video has really changed a lot of lives for the better.
It really has. It really has.
I'm so glad I did it. Now, we've had title rumor after title rumor, boys. None of these are true. None of these are real. Okay, and the latest one has been debunked. Let me share this with you guys, if you don't mind.
Is this the Skywalker one?
Oh, man, it was the worst one. Star Wars 9 title leak controversial rumor shot down amid wait for announcement. How did that sound? Did that sound pretty radio professional?
That was very intense. A lot of intensity.
All right, let me try that again. Star Wars title leak controversial rumor shot down amid wait for announcement. Fucked it up.
You gotta give some Alex Jones. Shut down! God damn it! Shut down!
That was good. Let me try that. Let me try a little taste of that. Star Wars 9 title leak controversial rumor shot down amid wait for announcement. Was that too loud, or was that like I backed away from the mic? You know,
Hillary Clinton's a goddamn demon.
Demon. Yeah.
That's what this show's about tonight. Awesome.
All right, so it's been shot down. Speculation around Star Wars Episode 9's latest alleged leaked title. These liars. By the way, look at that Doris Day autograph picture there. I'd buy that. Would you buy that? Would you buy that for me? I don't think that's real.
Here.
Oh my God, she looks good there. I don't know if she'll. All right, I don't think about that.
Is that your type of lady, a blonde?
No. Well, not
Why do you have a Midol commercial on your thing?
Bloating, cramps, fatigue. I haven't been feeling well lately, Jeff. You
might need to go see a doctor. You could be pregnant, Ethan.
But well, by the way, I was about to say it's not about what I search for. That's not why. And then here comes art supplies. So clearly I have been searching for Midol on Amazon.com.
The artisan shop.
God damn. Yeah, I just don't feel very well lately. I'm bloaty, I'm tired, my feet hurt, Speculation around Star Wars Episode 9's latest alleged leaked title has been dampened by an expert. You'll never guess who that expert is. You get 2 guesses.
Is he from the future?
No.
Okay.
Oh, not from the future?
No, but another expert. Let's find out who it is. Yesterday, it was claimed that the title of the final part of the Skywalker saga was simply titled Star Wars Skywalkers. However, the report, which stemmed back to the site Ain't It Cool News, was met with widespread doubt by fans online. As the wait for any official announcements from Disney and Lucasfilm continues, can we rule this one out? Let's find out. Jason Ward is that was a good reveal right there. That was a good reveal.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was good. Is he going to be at Star Wars Celebration?
I hope so. Yeah, I want to meet Jason. No, he is going to be there. He said, yeah, we'll meet up. I don't know if he's going to want to meet up with me now. Like I made the video, I released the interview video with him, and he was happy with the way that I released the interview video. But time goes on, and feelings change. But we'll see. He's definitely invited to hang out if he wants to.
Well, I tweeted earlier, and I said, hey, if anybody wants to tag some of these YouTubers that have talked shit about me for the past year and see if they want to introduce themselves to me at Celebration, I'll be happy. I'll be happy to do it. And there was a lot of interesting tags on that thread. So we'll see what happens. And I'm just looking for a friendly conversation, just a friendly conversation. That's all I'm looking for. Shake hands, walk away when we're done, have a conversation, talk about it, and then go on about our business like men.
Yeah. What with who? Like in particular? Let me think about that, because I'm thinking while you were saying that, I'm like, let me think about like wanting to meet Swank Motron. What do I want from Swank Motron? And you're like, just a friendly conversation. I'm like, no.
Okay. First of all, I did say men. I'm just clarify that. So
thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
I have no desire to meet any of these people. I just want to hang out and buy toys and drink.
That's what I want. Well, yeah, that's what I want to do too. We're gonna have a good time. It's gonna be.
I know
pretty
we
cool.
are, dude. It's gonna be hard to film shit for the channels and do work because it's gonna be like, hey,
Oh
let's
yeah,
go
yeah,
have
yeah.
some beers and buy Luke Skywalker dolls.
Oh well, I'm filming everything. I'm gonna wear a camera on my head. Do they make those? Can I wear
Yeah,
a camera
yeah,
on my
GoPro.
head?
Yeah, get you a GoPro.
You can order one on Amazon with your My doll.
Oh my. That wasn't my doll. It was obviously, I'm not gonna order my doll, Jeff.
Anyway, go to Amazon, get yourself a nice 4K GoPro, and strap it to your head.
All right,
Yep.
all right, that sounds good. All right, so anyway, back to this article. Jason Ward is the man in charge of making Star Wars, arguably the leading unofficial Star Wars fan site. He would tell you that. Via his podcast, Now This Is Podcasting, Ward has become something of an authority figure when it comes to inside info on future projects from within the franchise. I wonder how that came to be.
I see the word future in there.
No. I see the word Kathleen Kennedy insider. Kathleen Kennedy following him on Twitter. The only reporter on Twitter that Kathleen Kennedy is following suspiciously is Jason Ward. That's weird. He stammered when I confronted him with that fact. It was interesting. Go watch that video. You guys didn't watch that video? It was too long.
I watched your video. I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually like you, Ethan. Sometimes. I mean, we have to put a front for the High Council. I mean, So
I watch most of your videos too. I think I watched like 80% of your videos.
I did seriously sit through it though. It was great, and because I was interested, and I love how you EVS. He is becoming a professional YouTuber because he's like, wait until the end, everybody. Wait until the end. So you're like, well, I don't want to fast forward. I got to watch the whole thing and watch the anticipation build. So yeah, it was a really good video. And I remember the part where you brought up Kathleen Kennedy and Twitter, and he was just like, wait, what? No, that's not her. That's not her. No. And you're like, yeah, it's her. You can actually look and see she's responded to this one guy, whoever that one guy was verified.
Celebrity,
so,
yeah.
So.
And it's just like what was going on in Jason's head was, I can't believe she'd be so stupid to follow me on Twitter publicly. Like, what am I? No, she is that stupid. She hired Ryan Johnson twice, so. She is that stupid. Don't be surprised, Jason. Jason is not stupid. Kathleen Kennedy is. And perhaps unsurprisingly, this title rang no bells with him. This is the fact. I mean, Jason probably knows what the movie's called already, which is interesting. Jason does talk to people at Lucasfilm, and he probably does know. When one follower asked him about the Skywalker's title, he responded, I haven't heard that personally. This is like nothing. They wrote an article about this.
About absolutely nothing.
They could have said that to you last week, Jeremy. The movie Star Wars Episode 9, is it called Skywalkers? And what would you have said last week?
Sure. Sounds
no,
interesting.
you wouldn't have said that, Jeremy.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Either.
I would have been like, I don't know. I mean, it sounds terrible.
No. You would have said this. You would have said, I haven't heard that personally. Now, when you say that, what does that imply?
Would I have the lisp when I say that though? I haven't heard that personally.
No, you wouldn't lisp. They would lisp. There you go. Let's, Jeremy.
You had a tad bit of lisp when you were saying what I would say, and you were still caught up in your soy boy voice. I was just wanting to put clarification out there.
No. I was still in character. Okay, let's do this together here. I'm going to be the lisping interviewer, and then you're going to read. Because, I mean, what Jason is doing here, this is the perfect line of dialogue. Jason, if he does know or doesn't know, it doesn't matter. His line of dialogue is oblique. You have no idea how much information he has or doesn't have. And that's why he's kind of pretty good at what he does. All right, so let me do this. Jeremy, I understand that the title for Star Wars Episode 9 is called Star Wars 9 Skywalkers. What do you think of that?
I have not heard that. Where did you get that information from?
Ooh, I like that. Why would you say the last thing? Where did you get the information?
Because it's a loaded question, and you're trying to put it back on me that I leaked it. That's a loaded question that they're trying to do. So I'm going to fire it back. Where did you get the information from? Because you're presenting it as that you heard this. Where have you heard this?
No, you know why I like that, Jeremy? Because you're implying that like you want to find out, like it might be real, and you want to find out where the leak is so that you can destroy the leak. Like that's what I like about what you just said.
Right.
It sounds like you have the power to punish.
And they can, and they won't. I'm not sure. Anyway, let's go to Starbucks. That's what they would say. So
I like it. Good job. All right. So other rumored titles over recent months have included A New Order, A Lost Hope, somebody says in the chat, Balance of the Force, and a nod to the 1977 original, The Last Hope. The Last Hope. That sounds pretty right.
Ugh.
actually, it sounds right in the context of the sequel trilogy. This is the last hope for us to make money because we have effed this up so bad.
You know what? If I were to put money down on any of these titles, The Last Hope, I gotta say that makes sense. A New Hope is well, not the first, but it's really the first. And then the last one.
Would you really double up last though? You go from The Last Jedi to The Last Hope.
That's a good point.
Again, implying that they have a plan or that they communicate about the previous film, which we already have on record that they don't remember the previous film.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that would be like them having a conversation like, hey, why wouldn't we acknowledge anything in The Force Awakens? Oh, no, we're not worrying about that film. So the conversation about episode 9, they're not going to be talking about the previous film. They're just going to be like, hey, we should do this and not worry about the fact that we've made 2 other films prior to that. So.
How much do you want to make a bet that like J.J. Abrams really just steamrolls over episode 8? Because J.J. Does not like episode 8. Simon Pegg kind of made it seem. And I believe those. I believe Simon Pegg's comments. Like, I can picture J.J. Abrams kind of being like, what the f was that? I'll bet you he shows very little respect to it and doesn't really even. That's what I think anyway.
I'd agree with you on that one, because why would you go back and pay attention to the thing everybody hates?
Correct. You have an opportunity to make something that most people love. You can make it. I mean, here's the thing about Star Wars Episode 9. This is a new way to look at this, and I know some people in the chat are going to disagree with this and say, stop giving them your money. I'm going to put it this way. I don't hate Disney nearly as much as I hate Rian Johnson. And I would really like to see Star Wars 9 go right back to $2 billion again. So it's like, hey, how come your movie only made $1 billion and the other 2 movies that you did not touch, that you did not defile, made $2 billion?
Well, they will point to the prequel trilogy, and the fact that Attack of the Clones was the middle movie and it made less, and I believe Empire made the least amount of the original trilogy, if I'm not mistaken. And so that's how they'll justify that. They'll do anything they can to justify Rian Johnson's garbage. They really will. I mean, this is, and so I mean, I think that's all they'll do.
All right. These are just some ideas. Data Racer 117 says, then Kathleen Kennedy stays in power. Don't give money to radical feminists.
Yep.
I never would. Okay. All right. Good points, guys. I'm just thinking out loud. Some of you out there, my ideas are about, sometimes I think too small. Sometimes I just want to diss Rian Johnson, and I might not be doing it the right way.
Well, I mean, did you guys see my video on Rian Johnson about what the media pulled off yesterday and how they confirmed everything that we've said about Rian Johnson?
No.
So did you hear about the April Fool? Did you hear about the April Fool's joke yesterday about Rian Johnson?
Yeah, like he was going to direct one of the
Right. And again, they didn't say Steven Spielberg is going to direct Knights of the Republic. They didn't say Christopher Nolan. They didn't say Denis Villeneuve. What did they say? They sat around, they said, guys, who's the biggest joke that we could attach to Star Wars to get the internet worked up? Rian Johnson. Hey, let's tell everybody Rian Johnson is directing an Old Republic movie. That will get everybody pissed off. So by using him as a joke, you then confirmed he is nothing but a joke. He is a punchline now. He is now M. Night Shyamalan at that point. He is now that name that is nothing more than something that you use to trigger people. So you tell us that it's just a few white dudes in their basement that are upset, yet you confirm it by saying what's going to get us the most traction, what's going to piss people off the most. Oh yeah, Rian Johnson. So thank you for that. So we appreciate it.
Yeah, I guess that's one way to look at it. All right, I'm down with that. But I kind of looked at it this way. I looked at it as the media taking a shot at us. I looked at it as them saying what's going to piss them off, And it's kind of like them trolling us with Captain Marvel articles about how, oh, it's going to make $1 billion. What's up with that, incels? What's up with that, incels? $1 billion.
How much of that do they get? None.
They get none. But here's the thing about that. Like, I really think that I don't want to talk about the MCU too much right now. I really don't. But that was it. I mean, that was so strategically brilliant on Kevin Feige's part. Trying to because here's what they're going to do. I mean, all they want to do is clear out people like Robert Downey Jr. that are making $65 million a movie right now. Clear these guys out and just replace them. Like, oh, well, what's going on in the comics? We have a good excuse. All we need to do is find a young teenage black girl to play Riri Williams. And then just Tony Stark is dead and Riri Williams is the new Iron Man. They're going full on social justice. I am positive post Endgame. It's going to be all of these horrible characters. Why? Because they're cheap. That's why. Because they're cheap. And Captain Marvel, they now have plausible deniability that, these SJW characters that did not effing work in the comics. They did not work. You tried them over and over again for 4 years. People spat them out. They didn't work, but they're going to try them again. And they're going to try to put Squirrel Girl in there. They've got female Hawkeye. What's her name? They're going
Kate
to
Bishop, right?
Kate Bishop. America Chavez is going to be in this.
I will puke blood if that happens.
What do you think Marvel Rising is? That whole Barbie doll line. You're looking at the MCU. You're looking at Phase 4 of the MCU. It's gonna suck.
Well, Ethan, I won't be looking at any of those movies because I will not go watch those.
God damn! Well, they just ruin everything. They immediately ruin everything. But I think that's what's going on, and I think that same sort of like troll, like they call normal people who are disgusted by their movies trolls. They are trolling. They're actively trolling with everything that they do. Look at Jason Ward here. I haven't heard that personally. He says, that's a good tweet. I have to admit.
And there's a picture of Finn. Woo!
Here's Michael Jackson at the end of his life. The consensus now seems to be that it will be announced at Star Wars Celebration in Chicago later this month. The Episode 9 panel slated for Friday, Episode 12. April 12th. Are we going to that? Are we going to be able to get in there, or what are we going to do?
I have no idea. I think
EVS.
we're going to be with EVS, so you're a legit celebrity. So I think you can get us in.
I am not a legit celebrity when it comes to Star Wars. I'm a nobody, and I like it that way. We're gonna have to. I don't know. Maybe one of us will be able to get in, but I would love to see something like that. The Episode 9 panel is slated for Friday, April 12th. So, guys, what can we tell you? Next Friday, we're gonna have the information for you, and we'll have videos about it. We'll get some reactions from people, and it's gonna be a pretty big deal. So, all right, it's also going to provide the perfect launch pad for a long-awaited teaser trailer. It's a big year for Star Wars. TV show Mandalorian is also on the horizon. What do you think of that, Jeff?
It's probably a show I won't be able to watch because I'm not going to get the Disney Plus streaming service.
No,
I'm not. They own most of Hulu now, so they're at 60%. They're trying to buy another 10%. So I'm torn. Am I going to keep Hulu because of my stance on Disney? But I'm good without watching The Mandalorian. I mean, what are they? Basically, they say, "Oh, you can't judge something before you watch it." Well, why should I blindly give money if I hate everything that comes before it? So that's kind of my stance right now.
I'm looking forward to The Mandalorian. I'm cautiously optimistic, but with Jon Favreau involved, with Dave Filoni directing the pilot episode, I'm looking forward to it. I like The Mandalorian, storylines and everything from the Clone Wars and everything. But the thing I'm still puzzled by is the Cassian Andor series. I don't know what how do you come to that conclusion? Like, when I say literally, sometimes literally gets used in the wrong terms. Not this one. Literally nobody asked for a Cassian spinoff series.
No.
Literally nobody. And I just don't know how that came to be. Like, what discussion were you having where what genius actually said, we should get a Cassian Andor series? If you said that in front of me and I'm in charge, you're fired. You're fired. You're done. Like we do not allow that type of stupidity to be spoken here. This is supposed to be a productive conversation, and you just set us way back. Shut your mouth. Pack your shit. Get the fuck out. That's what I would say to that person.
Why?
What a terrible idea.
We need to give you Kathleen Kennedy's job right now. I mean, those of you, that is an executive attitude. I like those orders. That was impressive, Jeremy.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I think you could really save Star Wars. Just you.
Done.
All right, let me read some super chats real quick. The Rookie Critic says, "Submiggity mit the High Council if you don't mind." Rookie Critic also says the new intro could use some work, but it's okay. Okay, so I do have a new intro, and it's controversial for my videos. It's about 80-20. People who like it don't like it, but I'm pleased with the reaction. Logan Michael says, "My cat knocked down my Tico figure, my best pet yet." Rookie Critic gives us some flexes and some frog emojis. The flexes are for Jeremy. You guys know by now that my favorite avatar, my favorite emoji is the shrug emoji. The shrug emoji just means I don't give a shit. And SJWs hate the shrug emoji when it's used on them. They use it all the time. They'll be like, "Sorry, you're an incel," and they'll just put like a shrug. So I have 3 emojis that I use in a row. Everybody already knows what it is. Frog, shrug, rainbow. It means frog, of course, cyber frog, shrug, I don't give a shit, and then gay rights now. And that combination drives them absolutely crazy. So frog, shrug, rainbow. That might be my new t-shirt, frog, shrug, rainbow. Available.
I need to come through with a third emoji because I use the flex. I use the clap emoji. I don't really have. Maybe I'll use if there's a Cobra emoji for D-Day Cobra, I might use that one. But I want it to aggravate the SJWs though. So I don't know.
Frog, shrug, rainbow. People are enjoying that in the chat. Maybe look at the other emoji combos that people are coming up with. You guys are the best. Eric Lavoie says Chicago sunroof. What's a Chicago sunroof? What is that? Is that an
Urban Dictionary thing?
I don't know that one.
I'll look it up. Let's see what it is.
I hope it's not like an Alabama Hot Pocket. Don't look that up. Please.
Well, look up Chicago sunroof and let's find out what it is. I mean, to me it sounds violent.
It's a Better Call Saul episode.
Oh, what?
Hold on, I found it. Chicago sunroof. It turns out the act of taking a shit in someone's open sunroof.
Oh.
Wait, say that again? I didn't hear that.
Well, the act of taking a shit in someone's open sunroof.
I like that. That's good.
I do too.
That's better than the upper decker. The upper decker is the worst nightmare that I can think of. You remember the upper decker from the 1990s? That's when you go into somebody's bathroom at a party and you take the tank off the top of their toilet and you just shit in there and then put the tank right back on and just leave.
We have stories of that. But we won't tell those on this show.
No, don't. Disgusting. Simple Jeremy says, "Swig of War of the Realms for the working man." Aaron McFinnigan says, "At last we will reveal our sausages to the Jedi. At last we will have revenge." Steps in Gold says, "Brief diversion here, Uncle E, but was wondering if it's possible to juggle fitness goals with comics creation. Multi-goal headache." No, it isn't. I get fat when I'm working on comics, and that's just the way it is. If you guys want your comics, you're going to love me fat. That's the way it is. Mark C says, "Uncle Ethan, have you kicked any women in the penis lately?" I will say, I do not kick women in the penis. I never have, and I never will, and I've never threatened to do so. Okay?
Good man.
Thank you. It's from my new video. The Rookie Critic says, "Hey, Ethan, Jeff, you like cooking porgs and cutting Ticos? Well, I got 2 new vids where the Fandom Menace slaughters Rotten Tomatoes Captain Marvel with real tomatoes." That's the Rookie Critic. He's doing God's work, obviously.
Yep. Shout out to him.
Stuff. Yeah, he's doing good stuff.
Edmund Dodo says, "Any chance you guys can get young Grippa 59 on the High Council in the future? That dude is awesome. He always keeps it real." Yeah, we love that guy. We love Eric July. If he wants to come on anytime, he can. He wants me to do his album cover. I got to get back to him on that. Rookie Critic says, "Lone Star was good. Looking forward to Cyberfrog." Hell yeah. That's my new video, by the way. A bunch of SJW comics pros, like the worst of the worst, like Mags Visaggio. Those guys are planning on doing a Cyberfrog comic, like a parody Cyberfrog comic.
Really?
Yeah, like they're gonna troll me with a Cyberfrog comic. I was like, look, I just looked at the sales charts. Your new book sold 800 copies. Maybe people will accidentally buy one of your comics if it says Cyberfrog on it. Godspeed. Go do it. I'm a generous man, Jeremy. You know.
You really are. You really are. I mean, all those roast Ticos you gave out in Orlando, that was amazing.
Yeah.
It was like in Step Brothers, if Fergie and Jesus came together. I mean, that's really what you were. So.
Well, I think that's a fair assessment, a good description of who I am and the way I make people feel. So I'm perfectly willing to let SJW weirdos in the comic book industry who are literally eating cat food right now borrow my character for parody purposes. It has to be a parody. Call it cyber. I don't know. Spell frog wrong. Okay, do it that way. Feel free. Let's see. Zoibod says, sup BVS, good job smacking down that BS tweet earlier. Also, I love the new intro for the channel. Just wish you could fit more of the music in. It's so you, LOL. TLJ Screwjob says, pick one. Christopher Reeves in the DCEU, only change Zod next snap, destroy Metropolis, Superman was never real, all the same. Or Mark Hamill in The Last Jedi.
Mark Hamill, all right, so we can replace, you're saying we can replace
I don't know. Yeah, I guess we could change Mark Hamill.
I think he's saying, could we have? He said we could either have the real Superman in the DCE or we could have the real Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi. All day, give me the real Luke Skywalker. Now I love Superman, but while I don't like Man of Steel and the interpretation, I don't find Henry Cavill's portrayal or not even nearly as bad as what happened to Luke in The Last Jedi.
I'll take Superman because that means he never had his accident. So I'd rather have a terrible Star Wars movie and a person still alive.
Thanks for making me look an asshole, Jeff.
Well, I mean, you are what you eat, so there you go, dude.
I will say I'm going to agree with Jeremy though. Hello, Christopher Reeves. No, just kidding. I will say I'll agree with Jeremy only because, first of all, Christopher Reeves movies stand alone. He's my idol. He's my hero. Love Christopher Reeves. But his work is complete. I do not need the DCEU movies. They're not necessary to me. They're there. I don't want them. I do want The Last Jedi to be Star Wars, if possible. So I would like to change The Last Jedi and make it a good Star Wars movie.
You should go see Shazam, though, if you get a chance.
Oh, I hear it's so good.
It is. I saw it 2 weekends ago. It was damn fun.
Yeah. Snarkticon DM says, Uncle Ethan wants a kiss from a rose. Oh, dude, I would love that. I would she would be like she's so small, like she would come up like, you know, I don't know, up my belly button. Kneecap. Yeah, to your kneecap. I would scoop her up, smooch that little face. The Rookie Critic says, I'm glad you guys take your time with your work. We do. Armchair Warlord says, hail the High Council, hail Tico. Watching this play out will be more fun than episode 9 could ever be. Check out my book, The Maiden's War on Indiegogo. Stone Cold Jeremy says, hail to the High Council. Cyborg Patriot says, Caesar drink with Ren in celebration. Hail War Campaign. Yeah, I remember it was called In Celebration by, what's his face? Pablo Hidalgo. That was very clever, wasn't it? In Celebration.
Pretty clever. Mm-hmm. He's a clever guy. He's a big fan of car videos, so
yeah. I hope to
see.
Got
a great taste.
I would like to, if I could meet anyone at Celebration. You know, I couldn't think of anybody that I wanted to meet. Like you were thinking, yeah, I want to sit with you. I'll sit with Pablo Hidalgo. I legitimately like Pablo Hidalgo. I probably would get along with him pretty well. I get his sense of humor. I do want to meet with him and be like, why did you block me, Pablo? Why did you block me? You know.
I'm gonna do a car video of Pablo.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
What would you do in your car video about Pablo Hidalgo?
Well, I mean, first of all, we would talk about the weather, just kind of, you know, just a soft opening. We don't want to get into the, you know, the controversial stuff yet. Then we would try to see if he would clap with me a car video, and then I would just say, Pablo, what the hell were you thinking with The Last Jedi? what the hell? Like, whose decision was it? Who made the decision? Who was sitting in that room? I need you to tell me right now, Pablo Hidalgo, who was sitting in that room when the decision was made to take Luke Skywalker's penis, physically tape it underneath where he has no penis or balls? Who did that? Whose decision was that?
Yeah.
And he would hopefully give me answers, and then we would fire them together. And I would give him a free Geeks and Gamers shirt.
I think you would like that. I personally, any interaction with Pablo Hidalgo would be worth it just to get the out of him, a video clip of him, car video. That would be everything. That would be absolutely worth it.
Oh man! Unfortunately, Pablo, I will not have the Z car or the duct taped Kia with me. I do apologize, but I will have the SUV, and so we will still be good. So,
all right, well, let's try to meet Pablo Hidalgo if we can. If he doesn't feel threatened by us, I would like to meet Pablo. Is there anyone else that we want to meet?
Nobody like specifically with Lucasfilm. I don't care about any of them. If they want to talk to me, I'm there. You're welcome to come talk to me. I know none of you betas will come talk to me. I understand this. None of you that didn't have a problem conversating with me before I spoke out about The Last Jedi are going to talk to me. I know that, and that's fine. But if you want to talk to me, you can. But I'm sure Kathleen will have her cameras on all of you, and there's probably like a 25-foot radius where nobody can actually interact with the Fandom Menace. I understand that. So
that's right.
I kind of like that.
Yeah. Oh, we got to talk about our party. We're gonna have a party on Friday.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna have here's the thing, guys. If anybody is in Chicago, we're gonna have a kind of get together off campus, so to speak, at a bar. Fans are going to be invited. We'll have more details for you about that. I think we already told you, but we'll remind you next week when it's closer to the date. If there's anybody in the audience who wants to kind of play security, if we have like former military, if we have police officers, law enforcement that want to come hang out and just sort of play security at the bar just to keep the weirdos out, let us know. Like, reach out to one of us, and we'll buy you beers all night.
I've had a lot of people reach out to me about that, and that's one reason why we're talking about it, because I've had people reach out to me in the past about it, and we were just like, I don't think we need to worry about it, but hey, and we were talking about, we're like, we don't want to not take people up on their offers if they want to actually come and do that. Who are we to say no? So if you guys are interested in that, let us know, and we'll take care of you.
It'd be cool, be fun. I got in trouble today, guys. The SJWs came after me big time. Big time.
What'd you do?
Nothing much. I mean, they, I celebrated that Renfamous got kicked from Twitter for a little while. I said, hell, they were complaining about it, crying about it. And I said, hell to the yeah, right on their threads. Hell to the yeah. That's kind of boomerish, isn't it? Kind of 90s. And then this guy, Social Justice Reaper, goes, and these guys crush on me so hard, man. It hurts, the things they say to me. He goes, don't you have work to do? Or are you still waiting for a bulk order of Captain Marvel action figures to decapitate you, twit? That's not nice.
Jesus, these people.
That's not nice at all. So I just said, Hasbro, listen to Comicsgate, bro. The Brie Larson toys come pre-decapitated for our convenience. Look at that. There's nothing to do with this toy. The head has already been cut off, you weirdos. Now this launched a tirade of SJW weirdos after me today, like you wouldn't believe. Calling me Charles Manson, calling me Ted Bundy, calling me somebody who wants to somebody goes, you're celebrating that a woman got kicked off of Twitter, and you're showing us the picture of a doll that's been decapitated. That's not going to do much for your reputation as someone that decapitates women or something like that. It was really weird. I was like, I wasn't aware that I was trying to fight that reputation. But this is the whole thing. So this is what got me in trouble today, guys. None of you helped me. None of you stood up for me. Jeremy, Jeff. None of you said, no, he's right. It did. They decapitated Brie Larson right in the package.
Yeah, Jeremy, you piece of shit. Come on, man.
Try to get off Twitter just a little bit, and this is what happens. This is
why it's a fucking Twitter ever.
I need you.
I hate tag me then, EVS. or just call me or text me or message me.
Everyone is saying in the chat, yeah, EVS is ISIS confirmed. People are saying, I'm so sorry. A lot of people apologizing. A lot of people, thank you. For those of you who were not there to help me, I do appreciate it that you're apologizing now. Rookie Critic says, what's the weirdest super chat that you guys have ever received? Jeff?
Oh, I've gotten some weird ones. There was, oh God. I don't think I remember. There was one I specifically wouldn't read on the air though, because I was like, I'm not saying that. It was, I guess it was something sexual, but it was really bizarre. So I can't remember it verbatim, but somebody sent me one that I did deny.
Yeah, I mean, I had somebody send us, and see, this is the thing, and I've had to have this conversation with people. I mean, we do technically work for YouTube, and so YouTube has created a platform with their resources, and they have certain parameters they want us to stay within, and so, so we have to kind of watch it on some of these super chats, because they've been known to watch these. And I do remember one time, specifically, somebody sent a super chat that was wishing or saying something about some type of act of violence on Kathleen Kennedy, and so I rejected it. I deleted it. I told people, like, I won't accept those super chats. I'm just not going to do it, because at this point I don't know if it's a troll, somebody trying to make people look bad, but I've had quite a few doozies on the channel that I've had to reject, though, quite a few. So
yeah. No, my fans never send me weird super chats. Your super chats are sophisticated, bright, funny, witty, more. And I appreciate all the super chats that you send me. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. So here's one more thing that I want to run over with you guys. And just you tell me what you think about this. Now, have you heard of somebody named Ichibaka?
Yeah, of course.
All right. Everyone loves Ichibaka. He runs a blog called Disney Star Wars is Dumb. Disney Star Wars is dumb. You can't argue with that. It's
I like how, he doesn't leave it up for interpretation what he's talking about over there. He's just here's I love it.
Force is female. A Disney Star Wars is dumb. It's like, this is better than Democracy Dies in Darkness. It really is. Now, Star Wars Awokened goes a-broken. Jeff, are you aware of this story? Are you aware of Star Wars at the Dollar Tree?
I've seen Star Wars sold for $1. Oh, never seen it at the Dollar Tree. That's a first. Damn it! I wish I would have saw this.
Damn it! That's amazing.
The funny thing is, some of those figures collectors were paying like double and triple for, like the Donnie Yen figure. They're going to be going nuts.
It's a damn Vader right there.
Yeah, and Rey belongs in the dollar store. Cassian Andor, Princess Leia.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It is amazing. So these are $1 now. Dollar Tree overprices its Rogue One.
I gotta go to one of these stores. Shit.
Oh, we gotta go there and we gotta buy. Oh my God. I'm not gonna buy any, but Cosmic Book News published a piece entitled Disney Movies See Huge Drop in Revenue. In it, they write, Disney released its first quarter earnings report for the 2019 fiscal year, where it is revealed their movie studios entertainment division suffered a huge drop in revenue. Their report offers that for the first fiscal quarter ending in December 29, 2018, their movies dropped 27% compared to the previous year, which is blamed on the better performance of Star Wars The Last Jedi and Thor Ragnarok compared to Mary Poppins Returns and The Nutcracker and the Four Realms. The decrease in theatrical distribution results was due to the strong performance of Star Wars The Last Jedi and Thor Ragnarok in the prior year quarter compared to Mary Poppins. It's repeating itself. Other significant releases included Ralph Breaks the Internet in the current quarter, while the prior year quarter included Coco. Literate fans are aware that The Last Jedi strongly performed only on its opening weekend. Is that true, Jeremy?
What is it now? Literate fans.
Words,
I'm looking at now. Literate fans are aware that The Last Jedi strongly performed only on it. Absolutely, the second week drop was like 69%, and it just did like $500 or $600 million opening weekend because a lot of people went in there with good faith, thinking it was going to be good, and then word of mouth collapsed it.
Yeah. I mean, the second weekend saw such a severe drop that the film now holds the record for the biggest sequel-to-sequel plunge in cinematic history. I didn't know that.
It's a record I can get behind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Perhaps audiences failed to attend Mary Poppins Returns, already having seen Mary Poppins in The Last Jedi. Damn.
Damn it, Chewbacca. Good job.
Yeah, Chewbacca's good. And of course, Last Jedi audiences already saw a tedious Nutcracker while trying to understand why Holdo's hair was the strange shade of purple.
Damn, I'm jealous I didn't come up with this. Oh my god, this is awesome.
Yeah. Star Wars Episode 9 gets released December of 2019, which will fall under Disney's 2020 fiscal Q1. So next year at this time, expect the numbers to be a lot different. Yes, expect them to be far worse now that apathy towards the franchise has metastasized within the general audience. But the feature films aren't the only part of Star Wars franchise that is seeing diminishing returns. Cosmic Book News also published another piece entitled "Star Wars Sales Keep Dropping for Disney." In it, they write, "More bad news for Disney." I love more bad news for Disney as the company makes it known in its latest financial report that the sales for Star Wars keep dropping. Disney reports in the first quarter earnings results for the 2019 that the company had lower income in its first fiscal quarter ending in December 29, 2018 for their consumer products division due to a decrease in Star Wars and Cars product. Lower income from licensing activities was driven by a decrease in revenue from products based on Star Wars and Cars and higher third-party royalty expense, partially offset by that increase from minimum guarantee shortfall recognition, higher revenues from products based on Spider-Man, and an increase in licensee settlements. And what does the Cars franchise have in common with Star Wars? It too has stupidly gone woke. According to a review from Return of the Kings, the new Cars movie is You Go Girl. God damn it.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize there was another one.
Don't they know women drivers, no survivors? What are they doing? You don't. Who would have thought that militant feminism is bad for business? Cosmic Book News continues. Okay, whatever it takes to save the moronic woke narrative. Given that Disney has prepared excuses for low attendance at Galaxy's Edge, they may have to combine several other divisions in their financial reports to maintain that narrative, particularly if it insists on continuing to do woke things like celebrating International Women's Day. Unbelievable. All right, so Disney, look, they did your video, Jeremy.
Damn right.
They did you.
I'm a pretty big deal. I'm a pretty big deal.
I didn't know. I didn't know you were this kind of a big deal.
Yeah. Drunk 3PO. Drunk 3PO in the house. That's what's up.
I love it. Drunk 3PO is great, man.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Hey. World class.
World class.
Dude, I complimented this thumbnail the other day. Such an amazing thumbnail. I love it.
I found it on social media. I gave credit to the artist because I always do that
good.
part. But I got a part 2 coming out, which does cover the Disney Star Wars toy drop, which is just embarrassing.
Unbelievable. I don't see my video. Maybe if I scroll up. No, I didn't make one. I didn't make one.
I love the Pikachu face on that one.
The Pikachu face is pretty funny as a meme. You know, Quartering's got some funny thumbnails. I dig that guy.
Oh yeah, he's great.
New topic, B. Allen Orange. Endgame destroys The Force Awakens. First day pre-sale record in just 6 hours. How do you like that?
I bought my ticket this morning, and it was a nightmare.
Yeah, it was. I had to get 10 p.m. showing on opening night because I couldn't even get to 6 p.m. It was insane.
Dude, the whole all the websites crashed for all the ticketings. I had to go to my local cinema's personal website and buy a ticket that way because I won't use Fandango and whatchamacallit, AMC's app just crashed.
Yeah. Why is Gail Simone in this picture? I don't really know. Okay, B. Allen Orange. This guy's my arch nemesis. He has been sending me creepy messages in my P.O. box. He is the Moriarty to my Sherlock Holmes, and I'm stupid. So that is the problem that we face right now. And he let me know too. He's like, I thought you were going to be more of a challenge to me, Ethan Van Sciver. Here, why don't you work on these puzzle books so that you can challenge me? And it was like a puzzle book for second graders. I was like, B. Allen Orange. God's sake. Avengers Endgame is the most anticipated movie of our times, and at the rate pre-sales are going, it can finally overtake Avatar as the biggest movie of all time. Fantastic. By the way, when you read this, do you understand why Cat Piss Marvel did so well? It's like it's a prequel to this movie. That's
it's absolutely it's absolutely what it is, dude. These people have constantly tried to give, and not only just me, but people, within, all of us that did videos on it, but they're constantly saying stuff like, Jeremy, I hope you're happy because you pushed Captain Marvel to $1 billion. I'm like, really? Like, I can't even get like 2,000 people to go to my fucking website, but you telling me I made a fucking $1 billion movie? Like, I'm sure it had nothing to do with the 10 years of the greatest shared universe in the history of movies. I'm sure it has nothing to do with the fact that Captain Marvel was featured at the end of of Infinity War, a $2 billion movie. I'm sure it has nothing to do with Endgame coming in 6 weeks. I'm sure it has nothing to do with the Disney marketing machine doing everything they can to market this film. I'm sure it has to do with some asshole sitting in his pool house on YouTube. That's why it made $1 billion. Sure. Great logic you got there.
I don't believe anyone anymore. Feel betrayed by the world. Avengers Endgame. All right, so that's the thing. Fandango was reporting the final chapter of the Infinity Saga has smashed pre-sale records previously set by The Force Awakens, and it accomplished this feat in just 6 hours. Not too shabby. Avengers Endgame has proven to be one of the biggest box office releases of all time, and it still has a few weeks to go before it's in theaters. Advanced tickets for Avengers Endgame went on sale on Fandango, 5 o'clock, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? I didn't buy any tickets, guys. I didn't buy mine yet. You know,
good luck.
Yeah.
Is it going to be like that, really?
Dude, every website that sells tickets went down.
It was awful. It was really bad. Yeah.
Everybody wants to see it. All right, so Avengers Endgame tickets also went on sale today at Adam Tickets. They report that they have seen purchases for this movie explode. To date, Avengers Endgame has sold 3 times more tickets on Adam than the first hour of pre-sales than Avengers Infinity War did last year. The first hour of pre-sales for Avengers Endgame set a new record for Adam Tickets, outpacing Avengers Infinity War and Star Wars The Last Jedi, which round out the top 3 movies with the best first hour pre-sales. This is incredible. This is absolutely incredible. And say goodbye to this cast here. According to Adam Ticket's survey from earlier this year, Avengers Endgame starring Robert Downey Jr. That'll be his last movie. Chris Evans. That'll be his last movie. Mark Ruffalo. Where is my goddamn trebuchet? I would like to fling that guy into an oncoming train. I am not even kidding. Right into an oncoming train or a brick wall. One of the two.
Go ahead and throw Chris Evans in there too. I mean, I love his Captain America, but my God. Jeez.
Chris Evans, I'll just put him in a padded cell and maybe put the padded cell on a trebuchet and fling it out of here. But Mark Ruffalo, I have zero use for because he's a terrible actor. He's terrible as the Hulk and as Bruce Banner. So the hell with him. Chris Hemsworth, nice guy, nice gentleman. I think he's kind of mellow. ScarJo, Hail Valkyrie. Jeremy Renner, good guy, really like him.
Oh boy, don't get Anna started on that story.
Now, why is that?
Oh, she hates Jeremy Renner because she's had a personal interaction with him, and she will tell you he is the worst guy ever. She's done this rant plenty of times on her channel and Geeks and Gamers.
Really?
Oh my gosh, yes. I'm sure so many people are going to know about it because it's kind of like every time I bring up my Z car and everybody starts rolling their eyes every time. There she is right there in the chat. Fuck Jeremy Renner.
Well, he was good in 28 Weeks Later. I liked him in that movie. And, maybe. Well, Anna's going to have to let me know what happened, and that's fine. Most anticipated superhero movie and the most excited ensemble cast to see. Yeah, all of these people are going to be gone, except for, I think ScarJo might stay. Chris Hemsworth might stay because he's cheap. These decisions are going to be made entirely based on who's getting paid. Robert Downey Jr. is getting paid. Chris Evans is getting paid. I don't know if Mark Ruffalo is.
I doubt Ruffalo's getting paid.
Yeah.
I doubt it because I know Edward Norton's difficult to work with for people. He's got a long list of complaints from so many movies where this guy is just completely horrible to work with. But he's such a great actor. I love him so much in his movies, and so him as the Hulk was phenomenal. And so obviously when that falling out happened, they could have plugged anybody in that role. So Ruffalo probably isn't getting paid like the rest of them. I would.
Yeah. I'm agreeing. I would like them to go back to Ed Norton. Man, he was so good. Like he's good in everything he's in.
I liked that Incredible Hulk movie. I know most people hate it. I don't. I think it's better than the Ang Lee one.
Oh God, it's light years better than the Ang Lee one. Light years. I love the Incredible Hulk.
People say skip right over Norton and go to Banna. Banna's too.
That movie was garbage.
Yeah, that movie was not good.
I don't know, man. I want my Bruce Banner to be kind of like reedy, kind of skinny and nerdy, but look haunted. Ed Norton's really good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So in any case, this is it, guys. This is going to be when they say Avengers Endgame, they might as well say MCU Endgame because after this, It is going to be Wham and Power. That's what it's going to be.
I mean, they point blank said that Brie Larson's Captain Marvel is going to be the new Iron Man. So
did you notice though she didn't speak in this trailer again?
Yeah, and that's because the Russos know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They know they. I do think that they could probably make her at least somewhat decent in the movie, because they're really good directors and they're not going into it with an agenda. But yeah, I did notice that though. They showed her smirk, and then they showed her featured in the in front of the Guardians of the Galaxy shot, and that's it. So,
yeah, I mean, it makes sense that she flies the ship, but other than that,
a lot of people are saying Bill Bixby was the best Hulk or the best Bruce Banner. I don't know how you can watch that show. That show was entirely about a dude who gets bullied everywhere he goes. I mean, that guy. If you watch that show, everywhere Bruce or David Banner goes, he gets his ass kicked by just the locals. I've never seen a dude get bullied so much. That's what the show's about. Like somebody getting their ass kicked every single day, no matter what, and then sadly walking to the next town where the locals beat his ass, and then sadly walking to the next town where the locals beat his ass. And he might pick up a truck, like the front end of a truck, when he becomes the Hulk. But it's all kind of sad, you know?
It's got that great piano music at the end.
I know. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't know why everybody beats his ass all the time.
I'll take Norton. Norton's definitely one of my favorite actors. He doesn't do as much as he hasn't been in a lot lately, unless it's stuff that's flown under the radar that I haven't noticed. But I mean, we're talking about Fight Club, American History X, which is one of my favorite movies, and it's not an easy movie to watch. So if any betas listening, don't watch American History X. You will not get through it. It will take you completely out of your safe space. Completely.
Yeah.
There's a lot that will offend you, and there's a lot that will tell you, oh, this is too toxic. This is so toxic. But that's a great movie, and one of the greatest acting performances I've ever seen. Red Dragon, yes, he was phenomenal. He wasn't a lead. I keep forgetting about that. I knew he was in it, but I forgot about it because it's such a small. But he'll be more featured in the sequel if we get a sequel, which I believe we will.
Does curb stomping kill you?
No, it knocks your teeth. Remember, Tony Soprano did it to that one guy.
Yeah, but doesn't it kill you? Like what?
It will if it snaps your neck like it did in American History X.
Yeah,
I mean, it depends on the trajectory of your foot and how it hits the person and snaps their neck, because it snapped his neck.
You could actually take someone's skull off that way if you did it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine if Jeff did that? Like Jeff is like the biggest dude I've ever seen.
God, that would not be. I mean, honestly though, does it really matter who if the curb stomp's gonna hurt no matter what, and it's gonna kill you? Jeff, you say it doesn't kill. I mean,
I was just going off The Sopranos. Remember, we're talking about two pieces of fiction. That guy just lost all his teeth.
Yeah,
so painful, man, to even think about.
And again, Tony Soprano did it on a bar, and Edward Norton did it on a curb, like a little curb.
Somebody just said it perfectly. Terrible conversation, boys. It really is a terrible conversation. It's
Let's
not
move
a good
on.
conversation.
No, when I think of American History X, that's what I think of.
No, I know.
All right, so let's move on real quick to one last story here that I want to talk about. We want to get to all the stuff that happened today, but also in the week. And this was surprisingly big news. A lot of people were more excited about this than I thought they would be. I heard it and went, yeah, of course he will. He'll be good at this. Mark Hamill is voicing Chucky in the Child's Play reboot.
Now, I mean, I didn't get too hyped up about this. A lot of people did. I mean, it's cool. Don't get me wrong. And Mark Hamill continues his geek legend,
Mm-hmm.
But that's about it.
Jeff, you have no thoughts about this?
I mean, it's fine. I'm really not against the remake or for it. The trailer looked fine.
Mm-hmm.
I know Cecil's really the guy that wants to. He covers all the Child's Play stuff on his channel. By the way, I'm going to meet Cecil on Thursday night, so that's going to be fun. But
oh, cool.
But I think of Mark Hamill as a voice actor and as Luke Skywalker, so this will be fine. I mean, we got to see it. Brad Dourif did the original. It could be cool.
How dare you not mention his role as Cockknocker? How dare you?
Yeah.
Well, I mean.
Yeah,
we're trying to keep it clean for the kids. They didn't like the curb stomp conversation, so we got to try to church it up for everybody.
This is a Christian channel. I don't know. If
it is.
Knows
it is a Christian channel. Look, Here's the thing. My Child's Play was based on the My Buddy toy from the 1980s. Like, do you remember this?
Right there. Oh, of course I do.
My Buddy
scared the hell out of me. So
I there are a couple of things that I'm not afraid of that horror movie tropes try to make me afraid of, and I'm not fucking afraid of them. I'm not afraid of dolls. Okay, I'm not. One of the earliest things that I saw that kind of creeped me out as a little kid was an episode of The Waltons. Okay, remember The Waltons? And there was this episode where Elizabeth got psychic powers, and she was making a Raggedy Ann doll do cartwheels on her dresser, and it was freaking her out. You know, her rocking chair was rocking by itself. And I was 3. I was like, all right. That's the last time I was worried about a doll. I'm not worried about them. But what I do like is that people do go, dolls are scary. And if you go, like, if you leave a doll out, like, if you can go on eBay and you can look for the creepiest dolls, like, they're basically dolls that somebody dug out of, you know, a backyard from the 1950s. Like, oh, I found a doll that somebody had left floating around in 2 inches of water at the bottom of a bomb shelter, and it looks all up. And people go, boo, that's creepy. That's creepy. It's not that creepy.
No, not at all.
That's one thing that people try to scare other people about. I'm not afraid of that. The other thing I'm not afraid of is children. And I don't know what is going on in Hollywood. And I'm not sure if it's going on so much anymore. But for the last, like, 10 years, all of the horror movies were like, this child is scary. And I was like, no, it's a kid. I'd beat its ass. Like, I'm telling you this right now, Jeff, and I know you're bigger than me, so you're not going to be able to relate to this. All right, I'm pretty big. I'm 6 feet tall. I can handle myself. There's no 8-year-old that I can't beat his ass, his or her ass. I'm telling you, line them up. And I don't care how ghostly their powers are. I don't care how spooky they are. I don't care if they climb up out of an effing well with their hair in their face like Alanis Morissette. I will still beat its ass. I'm an adult. I'm a grown-ass man. So you want to line up these spooky 8-year-olds, and I will take them down one by one. And I think most people feel the same way that I do. So you've got all these movies where it's like, oh, this child, there's a little kid singing with his head down on the swing, and he's singing, London Bridge is falling down. And people go, ooh. I'm like, you childless weirdos. Don't you have any kids? Didn't you have any brothers or sisters growing up? Children are not scary. They're not scary.
No,
that was getting scary. I was getting scared by you just singing that song and thinking about a kid doing it. I'm sorry. I'm not your target demographic here. These kids freak me the fuck out in these movies.
You clench up a little?
Yes. I remember that movie Ghoulies?
Where the thing came out of the toilet?
Yes, I didn't poop. I was a kid. I didn't poop on my toilet for a month after seeing that fucking cover. Freaked me out. I was scared to death.
I just don't get the thing I don't get are how people are afraid of clowns. I don't get any of these fears. I mean,
yeah, I'm not afraid of clowns either.
Clowns don't. I mean, Pennywise was, it was pretty freaky. I was a kid though, but like as I got older, clowns never did like scare me or anything like that. But the kid, yeah, the freaky kid does scare me. I'm sorry. I'm on record. It scares me.
What are they going to do? Bite your ankle?
I mean, they're always from some type of supernatural background. So it's not like just some random kid that's walking out of school. This is a kid that's possessed by some effed up crap. So it's a little bit different than the kid going to Toys R Us buying a GoBot.
No, Jeremy, you're wrong. Because here's the thing. If the demon, it's a kid that's possessed by a demon, but why did the demon go into the body of an 8-year-old? I can beat an 8-year-old's ass.
Because it's scary.
I wouldn't. It's not scary. It'd be scary if the demon got into Jeff, because then I'd be like, oh fuck. Like it's Jeff, but he's not nice, and he's gonna, bite my head off or something. Jeff's a big dude.
Right, but it's not the kid that's scary as much as it's the kid that's being possessed by the demon. That's why like The Exorcist was so goddamn scary, because it was this kid possessed by a demon. Like that's why Hillary is so scary, because she's but seriously, that's why The Exorcist is so that was why it's freaked so many people out, because it's possessed by a demon. You're seeing this demonic thing take over something as innocent as a child. What can it do to you? That's what's scary about it. That's what freaks you out, because you're like, that's just a kid. That's just a kid. Oh, no,
Yeah.
no, no. That's a kid possessed by a demon. A demonic thing is inside of this kid, and that's freaky.
All right, let me ask you a question. This is a thought experiment. Would you rather fight? Okay. And you have to fight one of these. Would you rather fight Andre the Giant or 100 Kenny Bakers in his prime?
You got to have good endurance for 100 Kenny Bakers.
Yeah. In his prime, not in his later years when he was old.
I don't understand where you're going with this question.
I'm saying this. I would
100 Kenny Bakers?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's like Yoshi's team on Smash Brothers.
Yes.
You can beat like one Kenny Baker. I'll bet you could probably beat a dozen Kenny Bakers, but like 100 Kenny Bakers. Would you rather? What I'm saying is, here's the thing: you're fighting Andre the Giant, so you've got one dude to focus all your energy on, right? That's one problem. Then you've got 100 Kenny Bakers. Now, one Kenny Baker is not a big deal, but it's a matter of endurance. Do you think you could make it through before you're overwhelmed by R2D2 beating your ass?
No, I mean, you're giving me the plot to A Bug's Life. Like, I get it, like there's a ton more ants than anything, so they all rise up. So, but what is the point you're making with this question? Because obviously, I would say I would rather fight Andre than 100 Kenny Bakers.
Because I'm just saying, like, you're afraid of children, and I'm not
afraid of children. I'm afraid of possessed, anything possessed. But yes, a kid possessed, it represents innocence. It represents something that you should not fear. And yet once it's possessed, it becomes so terrifying because it's possessed, because it's something you shouldn't be scared of. Therefore, the possession makes it terrifying because it's something you shouldn't be scared of. That is the psychology behind making a child possessed and making it scary because you're not supposed to be scared of it.
Let me
That's
run
the
this one by
psychology
you.
behind it.
Yeah, okay. Barney the dinosaur with a chainsaw. Are you scared?
With a chainsaw?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's okay. It's okay to cry. You're afraid of that?
If he's got a chainsaw, yeah.
But it's also a dude in a purple felt suit.
Again, present the chainsaw to me. Is he standing behind a door with a chainsaw with the intent to kill me, or is he out in the yard cutting trees down with a chainsaw? What is the use of the chainsaw?
He wants to be your friend, Jeremy.
Did I hire him to come? Did I hire him?
You don't know what his intentions are. You don't know what his intentions are. He's Barney.
You did say he's hiding behind a door with a chainsaw. So
no, I didn't say that. You said that. I said he wants to be your friend. That's all I said. He's like, I love you. You love me. Yeah.
Oh God. Anyway, I agree. I disagree with you on the kids thing when they're possessed by demons. That is scary.
All right. Anyway, Mark Hamill is going to make them scary. All right. So if you're not scared, if you agree with me that children are not frightening because you are not a Hollywood weirdo who is scared of getting into a real relationship and having children and having a family, and you think kids are gross weirdos that are going to suck on your nipple, and isn't that, I don't know.
What?
Well, isn't that what it is? It's just like, I don't want one of those children hanging off on my nipple, I mean, isn't that a thing or no?
I don't deal with weirdos like you do on Twitter, dude. So
I deal with them all day long. So, okay, look. What the all right. With Star Wars Celebration coming this month, a lot of people were expecting huge Star Wars announcements from Mark Hamill after he teased it on his Twitter. Well, the announcement is here, and it's definitely not Star Wars at all. As it turns out, Mark Hamill will be voicing the murderous doll that terrifies Jeremy, Chucky, in the Child's Play reboot. Here's his video announcement. There he is. Mark Hamill's looking good. Should we watch that? Let me just see what he has to say. I got to turn on the speaker here, and let's see our friend.
Hello, WonderCon. It's Mark Hamill here. And if you're wondering who's going to voice Chucky in the new Child's Play, you're looking at him. I can't wait to bring such an iconic character to life and present him in a way you've never seen him before. Child's Play this summer. We're going to have some fun. And remember, he's more than just a toy. He's your best friend.
Okay, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah. Do you guys think he really wants this job?
I think he needs it.
I've said this several times. I mean, the difference between Harrison Ford and how he has acted over the years versus Mark Hamill. Harrison Ford is a legitimate A-list megastar. That's what he became. Mark Hamill never became that. Mark Hamill became an A-list geek star. You know what I mean? So Mark Hamill, yeah. I mean, I'm sure Mark Hamill would rather be, looked upon like Harrison Ford. But yeah, I think he just needs it. I think that's what it comes down to.
Well, like Harrison Ford became Martin Scorsese of acting, and then Mark Hamill became the Kevin Smith of acting, right? Like Kevin Smith, even though you love him, like he's a geek director. True or false?
Yeah,
So
absolutely
true.
Mark Hamill's the same kind of guy, I think. I got the feeling from that like he doesn't really want to do it that much. He's just doing it. While the official trailer doesn't really give us much to look at the villain Chucky, a lot of people think Hamill is already teasing the voice a bit in his announcement video.
I think they're reading into it too much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm picturing he's going to sound like the Joker. I mean, right? I mean,
that would be awesome if he just did his Joker voice. Like no one could complain if he did the Joker voice for everything. No one could ever complain about his work again. It's the perfect voice.
His Joker is so good, and it's so varied. Like he's able to really act and sort of emote as the Joker in a way that's pretty neat. I'm not afraid of this. I'm sorry. If a doll came at me with a knife, I'd be like, "Fuck you, doll," and I'd like knock the knife right out of his hand.
Now, have you seen those movies?
No.
Because they're all like real incidental, like, oh my god, a woman fell out the window after a doll ran at her. It's so dumb. Like any guy, if a Chucky doll came to life to attack you, you could just pick it up. It doesn't have like superpowers to lift you. You just toss it out a window or light it on fire like they do in the movie.
Oh, that kind of applies to all of those 80s, 90s horror movies, though. I mean, I don't know about Jason. Dude, I love Jason, but Jason literally is walking at a snail's pace, and these people are running for their lives, and Jason just catches them in no time.
Some of them. So Michael Myers is a little more like.
Don't get me wrong. I love Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. Love them, but if you want to really pick them apart, you can.
Oh, I gladly will. I think Friday the 13th movies are pretty shitty. Like, I like the Halloween ones and the Nightmare on Elm Street more. But I like running around in the woods at night and trying to bang somebody, and then some dude in a mask pops up. I
like how we had back to back. Let's see. So Jason considered a zombie?
At one point.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of. But there has there been aside from the very first one, has there been a good Friday the 13th movie? A legitimately good one.
No, if I'm being honest, they're all 2's okay, 3's okay.
I don't consider objectively. There's not very many good horror movies. I would put The Conjuring is like a good objectively horror movie. Objectively good horror movie is The Conjuring. None of the Friday the 13th movies are objectively good. I don't think they're all campy in their own way. Freddy, I will say, Hanzo, Gat Hanzo says Freddy versus Jason was actually good. I did enjoy that. That was really good. That was a lot better than I thought it would be, actually.
Yeah, I like Nightmare on Elm Street 3 the best of all these movies we're talking about. Dream Warriors, you got to watch that one.
Yeah, I remember that.
By the way, Freddy versus Jason was better than Batman versus Superman.
Well, duh. Yeah, and it's also on Netflix right now for anyone who wants to watch it.
Don't get too mad, Snyder fans. I know you're here, and I know you're gonna get mad. But Freddy versus Jason was far superior.
What is the best slasher franchise?
Ooh,
Friday the 13th for me.
Really?
Yeah. Because of dude, there's something. All right, people know this about me. Water. All right, Camp Crystal Lake. That setting. I love the setting for those movies. I've always been fascinated with Jason's hockey mask, just Jason, his presence. So yeah, I love the Friday the 13th franchise. I'm not saying they're great, but
what do you think, Jeff?
Halloween's
the best for you?
Really, just because of the first two movies. Because then 3's not really a slasher. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They all suck after that. But I just like that first one so much that that one is more important than all the other ones combined. What about you?
The single best, and every single movie in the franchise is good, like excellent. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Every single
one with Renee Zellweger.
Yeah, I was
Yes.
about to say that. And what about the one? Is that McConaughey in that one too?
Yeah,
Yeah, that
Next
one is
Generation.
not. That is not a good movie.
I don't know. I
It's not a good movie. It's entertaining for how awful it is, but it's not a good movie.
Now, this is why I wish we had more time together in Chicago so we could have some beers or a Mountain Dew in your case and watch these movies and discuss them.
Yeah, I
that
would
is
like
not
that.
a good. Yeah, that is not a good movie. I remember watching it like, what the hell is going
I like
on?
every single one of them. I like the new ones too. The more recent ones from like 2005, 2006.
Because of Jessica Alba.
Jessica Alba was in them, yeah, but also what's his name? The drill sergeant from Full Metal Jacket.
Oh, Arlie Ermy. Yeah, he was the dad.
I mean, just an incredible performance. Those movies terrify me. They make me angry because like nobody's doing anything about it. Like you've got Ed Gein, you've got a whole family of Ed Geins, and they get away with everything, and it bothers me.
I will admit that those ones are the creepiest because I'm not saying. I guess they're the most realistic in terms of like you're out in the middle of nowhere and you run into a strange family and they'll all back each other up as they cut you up and eat you and shit like that. Stranger things have happened, so I can see why someone would be afraid of that one.
May on the other check, they are correcting it was Jessica Biel, not Alba.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, that's what I heard when you said that. Anyway, so I knew what you meant.
Alba's hotter, by the way. Just want to put that out there. So.
Jessica Biel in her prime is.
Oh no, she's not. I'm not saying she's bad, but Jessica Alba, just I mean, she single-handedly made the Fantastic Four movies worth watching. So
I wouldn't go that far. I recently rewatched them.
That's an accomplishment.
There people are saying Psycho, and of course I should have. Psycho doesn't count.
That's a fantastic movie.
Yeah, it doesn't count. Well, I mean, there's a series of them, and they are good. I mean, they're all good. Every Psycho movie has been good, and the Bates Motel TV show. I'm the biggest fan. I'm probably the biggest.
Oh, I love
Bates
that TV
fan.
show. That TV show is phenomenal.
Now, are you just a Psycho fan, or are you a Hitchcock fan in general?
Okay, Hitchcock overall, my favorite director next to Orson Welles. Okay,
I just started watching Strangers on the Train or Strangers on a Train or whatever.
So good, dude.
It is. It reminds me of those old EC comics because it's weird. I'm reading one that mirrors that story, so I think they ripped off Hitchcock. Yeah,
that's a great premise. If those of you in the chat who haven't seen any Hitchcock movies, I would recommend Strangers on the Train. And the premise is, look, there's a guy. He's a wealthy tennis player. He's a famous tennis player, and his wife is cheating on him and is going to take all his money. And then he meets this dude just at random on the train and finds out that this dude wants his father dead. And he just says, "Look, I'll kill your wife if you kill my dad." And the guy's like, "They're drunk." So he's like, "Yeah, right." So the guy goes and kills his wife. And he's like, and then he's stalking him to finish what he promised that he would do. That's the premise of the movie. And it is creepy and awesome, phenomenal. Every Hitchcock movie, well, most of the Hitchcock movies are that good. I'm a huge fan of Hitchcock. But yeah, Psycho I love on its own. But then like I love the whole Psycho franchise. And then past that, I love Norman Bates. So Bates Motel was just excellent. We watched every episode of that on the edge of our seat, and then I bought some of the stuff from the movie or from the show. I bought one of the hotel keys. I bought some of the clothing, and I wear it. It fits.
You gonna wear it to Star Wars Celebration?
I could, yeah. It's just regular clothing, but it's because they dress normally. But I bought a big brown burly jacket that the brother of Norma Bates was wearing all the time. So I have that. I have his whole outfit from that he wore like in 3 different episodes. And I wear that out and I go, this is actually really comfortable. It feels good. So I don't know. Yeah, I do wear mother's wig. I tried so hard to buy that. I tried to buy the burial dress and during the auction. I missed it.
I still need to see that show. I've seen Psycho probably 7 or 8 times, but never the show.
Yeah, the show is really, really good. I mean, it's modern, and it goes all the way up to the movie and then past the movie. Like it gets to Psycho, and that's what's so fun about it. It leads all the way up to the events of Psycho. That's good stuff.
Did you like the show with we just talked about it? What was the name of the newer show?
Which newer show?
The Norman show with it's got Vera Farmiga in it.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
I'm sorry, I was completely. You said it takes you all the way up to the events, though. That
it does. Yeah. The
no, it
4th
doesn't.
season.
No, it doesn't.
Jeremy.
No, it does. I don't want to say spoilers right now.
Okay,
am I wrong?
You're wrong. Yes. Now it happens differently. Okay.
That's what we're confused in, because I'm like, but it does. It happens differently, but yes, it does lead you up to it, but it doesn't set you up.
You
to
meet
continue.
Marion Crane.
Okay. That's
Loomis,
what. Okay.
But they're different than in the movie.
Right. That's my problem with it, or that was what I was misinterpreting. So I got you. We're good.
Isn't it?
I love that show. Yeah, I love that show.
Who played Marion Crane in the show?
Oh my God! It was
Rihanna, right?
Rihanna, yeah.
That's what I thought. I didn't want to sound crazy.
And of course, it's got a little bit of an SJW spin. Like, there's no way there's no way they're gonna have, like, I'm not gonna spoil it. Just it's got a little bit of an SJW spin.
Is it still on Netflix?
I don't know.
It was on Netflix. That's when I watched it. So
well, let me look real quick.
Yeah, because it's a great show, and it does, and like EVS says, it's got a modern spin on it. I wasn't prepared for that at first. So when there were things like smartphones or cell phones, I'm like, wait, what the fuck? You know?
Yeah,
and but yeah, so it's a really good show. And the guy that plays Norman is fantastic. So good.
He becomes Norman Bates. I mean,
the evolution is amazing.
Yeah, his descent into madness is really, like, when he starts yelling at his mom at the top of his lungs and he's like freaking out. You're like, oh my God, dude. Oh my God. Now that I like the way they kind of underplay. If you watch Psycho 4, like, Norman actually is in a incestuous relationship with his mother, which just goes a little too far. You know what I mean? I don't need to see that, and it never really gets to that in Bates Motel, which I'm grateful for. It's just they're too close. She needs him too much. There's too much of a weird kind of relationship between the two. Very, very smart. Very good TV show.
Yeah, they hinted about it really in a vague way. Very, very vague way on the show. And I thought it was perfectly executed. So
all right, let me read some of these super chats. Hail to the High Council, says Stone Cold Jeremy. And Cyborg Patriot. Oh, I read that one. Louisi 1989 says, EVS, would you be able to read some of my book? I'd love an opinion. I'll try to. Send it over. Sal Bader says, won't be able to attend a Star Wars Celebration, but I have an emissary there on my behalf to badger EVS into signing my Cyberfrogs 1 through 4. Well, I will sign your books, absolutely, if you meet me. Chapter Master Dante says, kneeling to the council. Jeff, is Doomcock a go for Celebration?
I haven't spoken to Doomcock. I think the best person to ask would be Gary of Nerderotic channel.
I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure it's no, but I'm not confirming that, but the last I heard, and I did talk to Gary about it, but Gary is supposed to follow up with me, but I know he's out of the country right now. So
he's in Italy.
Yeah. And also he says, also bring back smarmy Puerto Rican icon. What does that mean? Smarmy Puerto Rican icon.
To me?
Yeah. He says it to you.
Okay.
Jimmy Owen says, I messed up my email when backing Cyberfrog. Is that a problem? Not necessarily. No, I just need your address, but you can go back in there, by the way, and you can fix your email address. You can fix your address. You can fix all your information in your order. And you can do that all the way up to the moment where we print. This is Cyberfrog Blood Honey, the third variant team up cover, guys. It's available one last time before we go to print at the end of April. So if you haven't backed Cyberfrog Blood Honey, the link is actually in the description right now to this chat. Go over and pick up a copy. Make sure that you do. It's going to make SJWs furious when this thing comes out.
I got mine coming.
They're going to pee their beds. They're going to be really. Yep. They're going to be very upset. And the thing is, they're like hoping it's going to be bad, and it's fucking excellent. It's my best work. So good luck with that, weirdos. I'm going to start calling you guys incels. Do we want to use that? We don't want to use incel. It's so dumb.
I can't use that. Yeah, it's
so dumb. You know,
it really is dumb.
But yeah,
I think that's I think that's the best thing to do is to say your insult is so bad we're not even going to use it.
Right. Mark Alcatraz says, is the image shown going to be the cover? Yeah, this is the cover. By the way, people, I don't know if it's Yeah, but that is the cover. The fist bump. This is called the fist bump team up variant. So this is, you know, part of the cover anyway. You can see the whole thing if you go to the campaign. And like I said, the link is in the description. Thank you for your support. This book, we are at this point, we just reached $750,000 in funding. This is still the biggest crowdfunded comic book of all time. And boy, they will not shut the F up about it. They're really, I mean, really upset about it every single day. What do you think about that, Jeremy?
I think it's fantastic. Anytime you can utilize SJW pain for your own profit, it's the best. It's the best business model going today.
Yeah.
So, and they're just going to continue. Like, don't they? Well, they don't understand, but like normal people see what they're talking about, and all they do is go, what is this person talking about? Oh, okay, Ethan Van Sciver's got a new comic book. I didn't know about this. Oh, okay, I want to support this because I'm a normal person. You know, like all they do is advertise. They think everybody has this warped worldview of them. And that's fine. If you can convince a couple of other people that have the same worldview as you to join you, no loss for us. Not a big problem, but the majority of people that are going to see you on Twitter making a fool of yourself are normal thinking people, and you just continue to push more people over to the Cyberfrog side. So continue doing it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Hixie123 says, "Is Rainbow Brood out this year?" You better believe it is. Yeah, that's our next campaign. We're going to start that. We're going to launch that as soon as Cyberfrog. As soon as I've turned in the very last page, I'm launching Rainbow Brood. Fandomenace says, subscribe to us for highlights if you happen to miss a stream. Twitter is at Fandomenace. YouTube.
Yeah, that channel retweeted them and just been advertising them a lot. They watch our live streams and they post different clips of us and what we've things we've said and just helping promote us. So we appreciate that. So definitely support them.
Awesome. Hastings is good.
Oh God.
Star Wars Skywalker sausage. That's his title. Mr. V says episode 9, the last straw. The Pee-wee says, thanks for making my Tuesday evening enjoyable. Downshift says Star Wars The Only Hope starring Ghost Obi-Wan. Yeah, there's a rumor, by the way, that Rey is actually a Kenobi like that, and I really hope that's true. I really hope that's true. That would make me like Rey.
I've got the same attitude towards this as I've had since it was first rumored that JJ would come in and fix things or whatever. No matter what they do at this point, it's going to feel like a retcon of their own stupidity. Mm-hmm. And that's my problem with it. Like whatever decisions are made in episode 9, whether they're good in isolation doesn't matter to me because the entire trilogy is screwed because they don't have a plan. They never had a plan. And The Last Jedi proved that they didn't have a plan. So everything that happens in episode 9 is just going to feel like, too little, too late. And you're just basically responding to the fact that Ryan screwed this up, yet you idiots are still giving him a trilogy. So I don't really understand what they're doing.
Yeah. Brian last name says, I really hope Rainbow Brute trashes the unicorn store. He will, man. He's going to go into that unicorn store and he's going to choke slam all the unicorns that have paint all over their faces. And, Netflix, God damn them. All right. So, Downshift says SJW. All right. Got that one. Donut Swan says, Uncle E, Footjob Ned wanted to throw in on your wife's pedicure. Oh, thank you. Happy birthday, Aunt Andrea. That's right. It is my wife's birthday today. Also, check your mail sometime soon. The answers you seek may be contained therein. Oh, I got to go to my P.O. box. I haven't been in like a week and a half. Will K says Woke Wars. Aaron Olson, thanks for $10. Clint's Sweetcast comic book Downcast just broke its fixed goal on day 1 of its Indiegogo campaign. Take a look and contribute tonight. He's a cool cat and deserves a big Comicscape boost. That is right. There's a book called Downcast on Indiegogo. Clint is a fellow. He runs a YouTube channel called Sweetcast. And Sweetcast, I think, is one of the best Comicsgate channels out right now. This guy did everything that I recommended. A lot of people go, how did you do it? How do you raise so much money for an Indiegogo? How do you get a comic book funded? I tell people over and over again, and they don't want to listen. Clint actually did everything I said. He went out, he performed, he created a YouTube channel with great content. He waited, he did daily content, he earned a fan base, and then he produced a comic book with excellent content. Boom, funded on day 1. Congratulations to Clint, sweet cast. Go over and look up Downcast on Indiegogo and contribute as well. Cyborg Patriot says episode 9, Return of the Attack of the Lens Flare. Crazy Maynard 2003 says all second Star Wars trilogy movies sold 60% of the first. Interesting. Michael Cannell says thank you, Council, for safeguarding all that we care about in the Star Wars verse as fans. Math isn't my best subject, says Ethan. Tell Jeremy how you think he's an immature SJW. He used shitty like 5 times in a row, unironically, in a video yesterday. Ooh, that's a big deal. I'm pointing out, Jeremy, that SJWs use the same language, all of them. And, there are certain words that they use. Lately, when they post on Twitter, they go, imagine, like they'll go, imagine wearing a hat with Star Wars on it on your head all day long. What might that be like? That's how they insult you now. So they all say that, but they also always say shitty. You're a shitty person. You're a shitty human being.
Well, these little bitches ain't gonna take my words from me, so they can go fuck themselves. And I'll keep saying shitty because they won't. But they won't take my words from me. Fuck them.
Okay. Rodent Slayer says,
I will say, though, I did not realize problematic was a word that they used until you taught me that, Ethan. And that's not really a word that I ever felt like I had to use. I think I've used it in before, but when you pointed that out to me, then I started really listening to them, and I'm like, I'm not, because that's not, like I said, it's not a word I felt like it was my word or something I've always used. So I'm like, I'm going out of my way to not use that shit now.
Yeah, so. I haven't seen them say problematic. They kind of abandon words. It used to be piss baby. You're a piss baby. Now it's incel. It's like I said this in my new video. They're a lot like schools of fish. Like if you watch a school of little fish, they all swim exactly the same, and they all know what to do. They're all feeling it in the current. That's the way SJWs are, and they'll turn on a dime all together at once. So yeah, they abandon.
Very accurate. That is painfully accurate about the fish. Painfully accurate.
Absolutely true. So no more piss baby. Even though I got called a piss baby today, but I think that was an SJW who's about to get eaten by a shark. That's the thing. If you come out of the school, you'll get eaten by a shark. The incel. Over and over again, which doesn't really work to a guy who's married and has kids.
Yeah.
Might be projecting. Rodent Slayer says, have you ever kicked Renfimus in his penis? See, that's a trick question, because I said I've never kicked a woman in the penis. And you see what happened there? Tim Collins says, EVS, create a few consulting corporations, more tax IDs to spread the wealth around. That's how you get a lower tax bracket. Thank you for the advice, Tim. Yeah, I've got a pretty good CPA right now. We got an S corp. Taxes were killer this time; they were disgusting. But I think I was told if I pay all these taxes on this campaign, I'm going to save some money on the next one. So a little Trump trickery there. Raiders of the Lost Flick says, "Hey Ethan, first super chat on your channel, but I'm a huge fan. Alos, love you, Jeff, and also love you, Jeff and Jeremy. Don't take any crap at Celebration."
Oh, never. Remember, I got all the guys from my show there too, so it's going to be kind of we got a posse. Don't worry.
And we got the helpful Mexican with us, so we'll be good. So
we need the helpful Mexican. It's going to be great. Logan Michael says, "Jeff, I have $18. What action figure should I get?"
Geez, everything. Well, for $18, you couldn't get a Marvel Legends because they're $19.99 plus tax. I don't know.
Go to eBay and see if you can score a couple of cool Joes.
Go buy 18 Star Wars figures at the dollar store.
You go to the dollar store and get 18 rows. Well, no, sorry, Caspian Andors.
Yeah. AM Fitness says, invite young Ripa 59 on the High Council. He's live now. Well, sounds like he's busy then. Moret, but I will. We want to have Eric July on. I like the guy a lot, but we got to make plans. Moret the Aline says, Cthulhu Deseki, the most interesting, great old one, doesn't always drink blood, but when he does, he drinks it from a human skull with a bendy straw. Interesting. Tim Collins says EVS create a few consulting corporations, more tax IDs to spread the wealth around. I think I already read that one. Rodrigo Martinez says, what kind of questions will you guys be asking at Celebration? Also, do you guys need to do a change my mind about Star Wars? Where you set up a table and you argue with people.
Yeah, like Crowder.
I don't think you have to have access to those panels.
Well, let's say that we interview people, like just regular fans.
That's better.
We would have to get permission to set up a table and everything like that. There's no way they'd let us.
I guess I would just ask them, I would start them off by asking them a couple basic Star Wars questions, and then I'd ask them direct questions about The Last Jedi.
Yeah, I'm not sure that that's what I'm going to be doing. I don't know if I'm going to be interacting one-on-one with fans for the purpose of videos, but I don't know. I'm not sure what I would ask them. Diversity and Cecil says, meeting the world-class bullshitters boys in New York for drinks this week.
Yes, you are, Cecil. I can't wait.
It's awesome.
Zoibad says, a kiss from Tico. She would have to run my Jeep off the road and drag me out in a daze before I touch her. Oh, wait. Did you see the meme where like Obi-Wan Kenobi puts up his lightsaber against Darth Vader, like in A New Hope, and then he's about to surrender to getting killed, and then Tico just smashes into him with her vehicle and then kisses him? I loved it. I laughed so hard. Jedi Knight and friend of Captain Solo says nothing better than Celebration in Maggot Country. Lord Aloha says, ask Pablo about Jabba and crocodile pear seeds. LOL. Yeah, I would say, Pablo, you can't escape this question now, face to face. Does Jabba the Hutt have a skeleton or not? And I'd get an answer from him. And also ask him if he wants to sell me any crocodile pear seeds, because he was trying to sell Jeremy some seeds. And when Jeremy flipped out at Pablo Hidalgo, was the funniest shit I've ever seen. Jeremy's like, fuck you, Pablo, you piece of shit. I was like, oh my God, dude, that was so funny. Oh God.
You did a video on that. Are you on a live stream is what it was, right?
Yeah, on a live stream? I laughed so hard at that. I just loved it because you were like, Pablo didn't know what was going on.
I remember watching your live stream because people were like, dude, EVS was live stream when you did it. So I watched it. I was in tears listening to you react to it. Because I think you were saying something about how nice of a guy I am at first, and then you're like, wait a minute, never mind.
Well,
no, he's not.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, like when you're mad at someone, like you let him know. And like Pablo's trying to diffuse the situation with kind of absurdist humor. Like, I'm selling seeds now, Jeremy. So would you like that? And you're like, fuck you, you're a shithead. Like, damn, like that's why he blocked everybody. He was just like, the world is insane, man. The world is nuts. God, that was funny. I was crying laughing when I did that. I got to go back and listen to that live stream. So funny. Marlon Chivo says, Jeremy giving me Oberyn Martell vibes talking to Pablo. Who gave you the order? Orbital 1970 Goat says, EVS should meet B. Allen Orange. Just be careful of waterfalls and hospital roofs. He is Moriarty and all. Yeah. He'll never introduce himself to me. It's the mystery. I picture B. Allen Orange like being very overweight. And I don't know why. Like, just because I guess his name is Orange. Like I want him to be shaped like an orange. Like a giant orange. Trenchers 1375 says Young Grippa can get on right now. DM him. John Whalen says, Jeff, do a shot of Cecil's butter.
I don't even know what that means. I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, that's probably the best. TLJ Screwjob says, feelings on the Falcon being stolen by a valet. Yes, it's real. Look it up on Dork Side of the Force. Stupid. Yeah, the Marvel Comics is stupid.
Disney impresses me. They just make Star Wars shittier each and every week.
Yeah. It's like, how did Han Solo lose his Millennium Falcon? Some geeky alien valet stole it from him. Like, that's what Marvel Comics did.
Have you guys seen that joke video about how Vice determines their topics for their website? And it's literally a guy who takes a dildo and throws it and it sticks on a wall. I feel like that's what Disney Star Wars does. They have 3 boards with like, how does this happen? They throw one dildo, it sticks. then they do that one, and they do the third one, and that's how they determine these topics. Like, why couldn't we get something better?
Yeah, why not? I don't know. I don't think they care. I don't think these people really
yeah,
care.
They don't care.
You know, the creativity, the genius of George Lucas is a rare thing, and that's what people need to understand. It's rare. Not everybody has it.
Well, like I talked about in my next video, Disney owning Star Wars and Marvel is bad because Marvel makes the big money right now. Star Wars is problematic in quotations for them. So why are they going to focus on Star Wars when Marvel's going to make them the big bucks? But everyone that likes Star Wars gets screwed over. So, owning everything isn't good for all the fans.
Yeah, it isn't good. And now they've got Fox. So, all right. Awful. Grimjoy says, which do you think will happen in episode 9? 1, Kylo shoots lightning. 2, Rey talks to Yoda. 3, somebody says nerf herder. Or 4, something original and enjoyable happens.
Nothing original and enjoyable.
Not number 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
1 through 3 probably happens. I know 2 happens.
They're definitely. I think they're probably going to do all 3 because that's JJ.
Yeah. Crazy Manor 2003 says Ant-Man 2 was also between them. It made 1/2 of Captain Marvel. Christopher Hack says I was demoralized at the announcement of Knights of the Old Republic because I know they'll butcher it.
Yeah, I mean, as far as Ant-Man goes, I mean, Ant-Man wasn't built around Infinity War, like the ending scene, obviously, but like Captain Marvel was featured at the end of Infinity War. You know what I mean? Like, it was the featured character that was presumably going to come in and save the day. And so, and then if Ant-Man would have released 6 weeks before Endgame, I'm not saying it would have done Captain Marvel numbers. It would have done a lot better than what it did if it was 6 weeks out. It's just a different thing. And honestly, I don't even think about Ant-Man 2 being in between Infinity War and Endgame. I forgot that it actually happened in between those two. It's the way that Captain Marvel has been marketed, plus the fact that she was featured at the end of Infinity War, plus the fact that the Endgame hype is happening. It's perfect storm.
Yeah. Star Wars Theory will be at Celebration, says Forge. Meetup possible?
We'll see. I mean, he's doing his thing. Lucasfilm gave him all his press passes and stuff. So we're little people, man. We are not going to have press. We're not with the fans. Year. We're hanging out with the fans.
Yeah.
We'll do it next year, though. We're going to get press passes next year, Jeremy. Get worse, isn't it?
They can take their press passes and shove on up their ass as far as Geeks and Gamers goes. So
yeah. I don't know. I would like them if I didn't have to. I would like to have them once. I would like to go in there and pretend to be, trusted member of the media. And,
like Wayne's World, walk in there with Wayne's World, like with the badges.
Yeah, a lot of people's girlfriends are back there.
Yeah. Anthony Mattis says, anyone see the Pennyworth trailer? It looked pretty cool. I didn't see that. What's
like Alfred Pennyworth?
Like Alfred Pennyworth? Yeah. I haven't even heard about this.
Zoivod says, scary children in movies is just liberal Hollywood making their case for abortion. Kids equal responsibility, and nothing horrifies them more than that. Yeah. I know, Zoivod, I agree with you about that, believe it or not. And it's not the kids equal responsibility. It's so much as it's kids equal thinking about someone other than yourself.
And family.
Yeah. And when you have kids, you can't only think about yourself all the time. You've got to think about someone else. And that's horrifying to most SJWs. Jeremy's above average ween. Thank you for $1 and a tip. King of Jars says Pet Sematary has a kid as the threat. Reboot too. I don't know.
Like, I'm weird. I consider like a Pet Sematary or It from 2017 more or less another adaptation of the same book, because we've had certain books adapted multiple times. So that's how I look at those.
Yeah. Orbital 1970 Goat says, beware the killer clowns and their cotton candy.
Ooh, that's a good movie.
Yeah. Gene the Machine says, the Sorting Hat is Joe Biden. Have you guys seen all this Joe Biden shit?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
This guy, what's he doing?
He's your typical left-wing person that can basically get away with anything. I mean, look at Harvey Weinstein. I mean, they all knew Harvey was doing all that stuff. They didn't care. Meryl Streep's out there calling him a god. She literally called him God, and now suddenly they're like, oh, it's so horrific what he did. All you people, I'm just gonna say people knew. And Biden's just go to Paul Joseph Watson's channel, go watch that video he uploaded about a year ago. It's really like, if you can watch that and think that's normal behavior, I don't want you near me.
The worst part of that is watching the fathers. That's what really hurts, is watching Joe Biden molest these 13-year-old girls and the fathers being there going, you're my boss. It's like, I depend on you for my job and you're touching my little girl's clavicle. It's like, and I got to smile. Damn, dude. And smelling people's hair. Like, get the hell. Joe Biden. By the way, Joe Biden, you would think would be their best opportunity to beat Trump. Not no more.
Nope. And well, that's why they're trying. Like, that's why Alyssa Milano is trying everything she can do to defend him right now, because she knows that might be the best chance, and so she's going to do anything she can. And it's hilarious. So
good luck. Good luck to that. I love it. I love them standing up for Joe Biden. It's perfect.
Yep.
We had another comic book pro get outed as a sexual abuser. Another lefty sexual abuser. Reset the clock. I won't name names, but you can find out pretty quickly if you look online. Proper Jeremy says, I still can't change my channel name after the transgender April Fool's joke. I'll make a video explaining it. Whoops.
Proper Jeremy changed his name to Proper Jenny, coming out as a transgender for April Fool's, and can't change it back for 3 months now.
Oh my God. Crazy Manor 2003 says the first Psycho alone makes it the best slasher. I agree. Voorhees 67, thanks for $10. You had to talk about horror films, didn't you? First off, Halloween 2018 sucked as predicted. Texas Chainsaw 2003 was amazing. Agreed. All other Texas Chainsaw films suck. No. Discussed Texas Chainsaw films with Ethan before. We disagree. Yeah, we do disagree. But 2003 was good. Greg Bowen, Hitchcock's Rope creeped me out. Have you seen it? Yeah, it's Hitchcock's Rope is a fantastic movie. It's about the Leopold and Loeb, essentially. Two gay guys who decide they want to kill because they're better than everyone else. They just choose a random kid and they choke the life out of him. And then they just set about to get away with it. And they're so arrogant they can't get away with it. It's a great movie. Riptide says, Jeff sent you a Spider-Man. Oh, Jeff sent you a Spider-Man Mary Jane 2-pack limited. Hope you got it.
Oh, I'll go to the P.O. box tomorrow. If it's the one I think it is, thank you. Well, no matter what, thank you. But if it's the one you sent, or I think it is, that's awesome. And I'm going to be going out of town, folks, for a little bit, so I won't be putting those up yet. But I will, when I get back, I'll do the P.O. box videos.
Nice. Achura77 says, I will be flying in for celebration. Yay me. Hey, we want to meet you. Make sure that you see if you can attend one of our little get-togethers.
Patty Mac's Pub and Grill. That's where we'll all be.
What is it called?
Patty Mac's Pub and Grill.
Okay.
It's a little neighborhood bar. I don't think I have a parking lot, but you guys are able to find it and get to it real easy.
Good. We're also being invited to an arcade. Are you aware of this?
No, but I'm not going to say no.
Hell no.
There's a guy who owns an entire gigantic arcade and bar, and he would like to host us. So,
bro, I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm there. Do you have Mario Kart Arcade GP? I need that confirmed. That's not a make or break, but I'm just saying it's not a make or break. But I'm just curious.
Yeah. Good to know. Good to know. That'd be fun. Maybe we should do that on Saturday. Christopher Cox says, you wake up next to Brie Larson. What do you do?
Go back to sleep and hope it was a bad dream.
I had a nightmare about her not too long ago. It was not fun. To answer the question, though, I don't know. I might scream a little bit because I wonder what I did or said to get in that position with her.
Yeah, I mean, there's no funny answer there. Like, honestly, you get up and you make sure you're dressed and that you still have a penis and not a bloody
That was my first thought.
Yeah, and then you go, what happened? Why am I with you? And then you go, I gotta go, and then you leave before you even finish getting dressed. That's what you do. There's no funny answer to that. That's a terrifying situation. Mark C says, Uncle E, I love you, but I will go double or nothing on the price of a Cyberfrog miniature. That Rainbow Brute doesn't ship before December 31st, 2019. Rainbow Brute. That doesn't. Oh! You're saying that you don't think Rainbow Brute's going to ship before December? Well, we'll see. Professor Geek says you have to understand some things have changed. I haven't talked about this yet. There hasn't been an announcement, but the reason why I'm pumping out pages right now is because I have a publisher and an editor, and a fulfillment crew. It's serious now. It's not just me saying this is for me and my art. It's become a pretty big business all of a sudden. Professor Geek says, congrats to Sweetcast. Speaking of campaigns, I backed Cyberfrog and Stealing Solo. When is Jeremy going to take my money? Yeah, when are you going to do it?
Is that the Professor Geek?
Yeah, I think so.
Watch your videos. Thanks for backing Stealing Solo. I posted an update, folks, on Twitter and on Indiegogo, so I hope you guys had a chance to check it out.
Oh, hey, if you're really looking to spend some money, you can go over to geeksandgamers.com/store and buy yourself some merch. That's what you can do.
Yeah.
Dude, we got to do the J Army comic.
I know. I love that idea. So we'll talk about that in Chicago.
We will.
All right. Rhino says, congrats, Sweetcast. Congrats, Mr. Marvel. Work. Black Angus Reviews says, Jeff, don't forget the announcement. Thanks.
Oh, yeah. Hold on real quick. All right. So our friend Black Angus Reviews wanted to tell us and everyone in the Fandom Menace about starting tomorrow night, the Sci-Fi Parent Stream. It's a bi-weekly hangout for parents in the Fandom Menace to discuss being a parent in the current entertainment climate, politics, schooling, and whatever else might be up for discussion, all that applies to the conversation. And so let's see, that's going to be over on Black Angus's channel. So you guys should, it's the Black Angus Reviews channel. So I'm subscribed to it. You guys should be subscribed to it. And it's an interesting take, too, because that's something we don't really talk about in the Fandom Menace. I mean, I know a lot of our listeners have kids, and one of my favorite listeners always shows pictures of himself with his kid. They're watching, like, Die Hard and all this other stuff. So I'm thinking, cool. And I know other people want to have those discussions, so check it out.
Yeah, and Black Angus Reviews is I think he's flirting with about 800 or 900 subs. So let's see if we can get him to 1,000. He's been putting out good content and everything like that. So hopefully we can get him a few hundred subscribers.
Oh, he definitely deserves it. He's a cool dude.
Mm-hmm.
Bootsy1 says Zach was a crap unpackaged jumble, and then he also said earlier, still talking about Cyberfrog fulfillment. Hey, the Malin and Miller had bags and boards. What are you going to do? I'm signed up with a fulfillment company, a name brand fulfillment company that that specializes in shipping collectibles, not comics, collectibles. So, in other words, this book is going to be treated like a collectible. It's going to get to you intact, perfect condition all over the world. And I'm paying like you wouldn't believe to get this done. This first book, Cyberfrog Blood Honey, not only is it double-sized from originally promised, but yeah, I'm pulling out all the stops to make sure that everyone is satisfied. Double check and make sure that your address, if you backed it, is correct in your order, because this is going to be just absolutely gigantic. So don't worry about it. All right, let's see. And of course, Rainbow Brute's going to ship before December 3rd. You better believe it will. I don't have to do anything. See, these guys have to ship their own stuff. I'm not doing any of that.
Man, I'm jealous.
Yeah, it's like I'm finishing the book. I hired a publisher. They're going to treat it just like DC Comics does. I mean, they're going to publish the book for me. They're doing all the work. They're shipping all the book. They have an enormous warehouse, and I am immediately starting Rainbow Brute. All my job is going to be to sit down and get drawing. I'm not going to have to pack a single box. It's perfect. Marath Dialine says, congrats, EVS. You got my name right in the last super chat. I think I was listening at that time. Bro Cody says, hey, Jeremy, I bought a Camaro today.
Hell yeah. I need more context. So we're talking like a 69 Camaro. We're talking about a new one. We're talking about a 90s, 2000s LS1 engine, LT1. All right. Anyway, I'll stop.
Yeah. My son has a Camaro, but it's just it's a 2013. I got him.
Okay.
And yeah, it's nice. It's just, he's going to need to replace it pretty soon, though. The Geek Conservative says, please ask Cray KK if she has false teeth. And if she does, if she took them out for Bob Iger, and if that's how she kept her job.
Oh, my God. Damn it.
Ooh. Baptist 702, thanks for 1,000 yen. What books have you helped you develop your drawing skills? Also, what comic book writer series do you think are good for X-Men, Fantastic Four, Avengers? Lastly, what literary writers and books do you like? Well, books that help me develop my drawing skills, I think Byrne Hogarth. Also, definitely How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way is invaluable for young people, new artists. What comic book writers series do you think are good for X-Men? Go back and read the John Byrne, obviously Dave Cockrum run with Chris Claremont. Fantastic Four, Jack Kirby Stanley and John Byrne. And Avengers, I am not partial. I would just go back to Kirby, and then you can mingle around the 1970s, I think. Best stuff. Lastly, what literary writers' books do you like? Let's see. I'm somebody who reads biographies. I really like reading biographies. So there's no particular writer I like. I'm interested in finding out people's life stories. I read a really good one on. Well, I read my favorite one's Dorothy Kilgallen's biography. That is creepy and cool. Diversity and Cecil says, meet me and Jeff at Toolbox in Hell's Kitchen Thursday. Toolbox, is that a gay bar? I think that's a gay bar.
It might be. I don't know. I didn't make any plans with Cecil yet, but yeah, folks, go there. It's like the Blue Oyster of New York City.
Yeah. Snarkdecon says curb stomp Kathleen Kennedy. Oof, that's brutal. No, don't do that. Fandom Menace says, Jeremy, can you check your Twitter DMs?
I will.
And SSB Candidate says, Uncle Ethan, I was trying to send you a super chat for about a month ago, but for some reason I was not able. My bank said nothing was wrong. Odd. Yeah, that is odd. That is odd. That pisses me off. I would have liked to have received $5 from you a month ago. And I didn't. It's not my fault. But thank you for sending me one now. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. I like to spend about 2 hours on this with you guys. I don't want to keep you up all night. I don't want to keep you up all night, Jeremy.
I mean, I'm already up all night anyway, so.
Yeah. Brian Urso, thanks for $10. Hey, Ethan, my prog rock band Gideon's Mob is now on iTunes. CD Baby, 1 CD. Thank you. And CD. Check out Gideon's Mob. It's now officially available on iTunes. Congratulations, Brian Urso. Yeah, I am thrilled and so excited to have gotten to join you guys one more time for the High Council. We've got one more before Star Wars Celebration. I want to thank everyone in the chat who came to watch us. We had like 2,200 people at one point. It was fantastic.
Ooh.
Yeah. Bogus Fortune. Wow, people are sending me big super chats now. Oh my God. I said I was going to go away and people are like, no, stay. Here's some super chats. Bogus Fortune, thank you for $20. Ethan, are you familiar with Larry Correia, sci-fi fantasy writer? The parallels between CG and his original Sad Puppies campaign and your lives in general are staggering. Would make for an interesting live stream guest. Yeah, Larry Correia is the guy who was able to destroy the Hugo Awards. He invaded the Hugo Awards, which were kind of like the Eisners or the Oscars for sci-fi writers. And he was able to nominate. They were only nominating SJWs, and he nominated a gay porn writer over and over again, which was pretty interesting. We went over that. We went over the books, the works of Chuck Tingle already. You guys are aware of the works of Chuck Tingle?
No.
Well, this is. I'm glad. Let me just. I know I don't want to keep you guys too much longer, but we will pay tribute to Larry Correia and his genius. He basically he took this prestigious sci-fi writing award show, and he was able to get people, all of his fans, to mass nominate this author, Chuck Tingle, who writes songs like "Pounded by My Handsome Ghost Boats."
What?
Heavy metal unicorn lawyer sings into my butthole legally. My butt is comforted by the realization that I'm okay and everything will be all right.
Are these real?
These are real. You can actually read these books.
I want to go. I want to leave now. I want to leave now.
The book that he got nominated for was called Space Raptor Butt Invasion, and Pounded by the Sexy Triceratops.
Oh my God.
Pounded in the ass by the sexy Triceratops.
I'm gonna buy these for people I don't like at Christmas time.
I remember a more innocent time, like 2.5 minutes ago, when I didn't know these existed.
Well, Jeremy,
Chuck
be prepared for your P.O. box to be flooded with Chuck Tingle works.
I hate you for even suggesting that, Jeff.
Folks, what's the Geeks and Gamers P.O. box? Find it. Chuck Tingle.
It's been shut down. We shut down the P.O. box. It's
Mine's at the top of the Facebook page. I'll make sure I give all the Chuck Tingle books to Kendo and Nick. They're gonna love them. They're huge readers.
So anyway, he got all these guys nominated, and these poor, like the Hugo Awards SJWs had to get up there and go, for best book of 2015. The winner is author Chuck Tingle, Pounded in the Butt by the Space Raptor. And that destroyed the Hugo Awards. So Larry Correa is a genius. I would love to talk to him sometime. Very, very funny. And, a great troll, good SJW fighter. The SSB candidate says the intended super chat was about this guy Elf Fandom Geek, who blames you on the making of Captain Marvel and that you bullied Heather Antos. I feel YouTube blocked me on this a month ago. Yeah, Heather Antos, by the way, is back, and she's got she used to be the editor of Star Wars at Marvel, and she's offering a crowdfunding course for $495. She's going to teach you how to sell a comic on Kickstarter. For $500, she's charging people. I will teach you how to do this for free. It's an outrage. This person should be ashamed of themselves. Bro Cody says, I got a 2015 2LT Camaro. How's that sound?
Right on.
Yeah. Brian Urso says, if you did good music like Bowie, yes, Rush, ELP, ELO, Maiden, Priest, Zeppelin, Sabbath, you will love my band Gideon's Mob, the first official Comicsgate album, out on iTunes now. Fantastic. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Go check out.
Real quick. I just want to tell everybody that Jessie Milestone is going to be streaming on her channel right after we end, and she has been temporarily banned from Twitter over some BS, and so she can't tweet anything out. So please go over there, tune into her live stream. She will tell you more about the crap going on. But I just want to go ahead and give her a shout out. Jessie Milestone, Mindless Entertainment.
Wow. Okay. Darth Vicious says, will Murky Dismal be gender swapped too? Will you draw her sexy as hell? If not, I'm not backing. Rainbow Brute has a whole series of enemies that aren't necessarily connected to Rainbow Bright, but some of them are. Stone Cold Jeremy says, hey, Jeremy, you should give Mecca a shout out. So that's what that was just then.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, Mecca got a copy strike yesterday on her main channel. I brought her on a live stream on Geeks and Gamers. And so I haven't talked to her today. I should have followed up with her, but I've been so busy. But she got a copy strike from CBS, a manual copy strike. So she can't live stream on her main channel for 3 months now. She is challenging it, so I don't know if YouTube's going to work with her, but she's got Mecha Random 42 live. If you want to go over there, subscribe to her backup channel so she can live stream.
What a horrible group of people that they would do that to her. It's ridiculous. So
they manually went in and then actively decided to not copyright claim it, to copyright strike her.
Yeah.
Vile. Unbelievable. Shameful. Unbelievable.
All right. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go. I want to thank you guys for joining me tonight here at the High Council. Thank you, Jeff.
Oh, sorry. You're always welcome, man. You don't have to thank me for anything. I'm honored to be here. But I know you did con me into buying a copy of The Last Jedi.
Oh, well, I don't take you for granted, Jeff. I don't. I want to thank you anyway, and I want to thank Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers as well.
Well, thank you. This is my first time being on the High Council. I appreciate this. It's been a very interesting experience, and it was very positive until EVS started showing me very interesting books a few minutes ago, and now I'm kind of not sure I'm going to come back ever. So,
well, I would
we'll replace you with Chuck Tingle.
Chuck Tingle will be our guest next week, and he will do a live reading from "Pounded in the Butt" by my own butt, which is actually legitimately one of the titles of his books.
Oh boy,
yeah, that's true. All right, guys, thanks very much, and we'll see you again next week on the High Council, which will be on Jeremy's Geeks and Gamers channel. So we'll see you there at 9. Bye-bye.